This topic has to do with data exfiltration, as presented by the 8570 Branch, 336 Training Squadron, Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. As you can see here, data exfiltration is essentially a fancy word for data leakage, data loss. Data exfiltration is defined as the unauthorized transfer of data outside an organization. Now, it's important to pay attention to this, that this can be witting or unwitting. Black hats, advanced persistent threat, malicious insiders, or both. Those are obviously witting. Darrell Gibson, makes a distinction between data leakage and data exfiltration through the emphasis on the unauthorized nature of data going astray, as opposed to more advertent data leakage. So intentional versus unintentional is the distinction that he makes. So once again, we can see that opinions and consensus of terminology of the security plus sphere do indeed vary somewhat. So this leads us into data loss programs, since they're what we're going to use to prevent data exfiltration from occurring. Hence, these programs are concerned with securing sensitive data, and the media on which it resides is transported on or worked on against moving outside the organizational environment. This is the general definition. This is the general definition that is essentially a consensus among the works that I consulted. Now, software is available to prevent users from performing actions contrary to organizational policies. The SYO's 501 study guide tells us that, for example, a data loss prevention rule might prevent users from forwarding any business emails outside of your organization. Another data loss prevention rule might prevent users from uploading files to a consumer cloud service like OneDrive or Dropbox. Yet another type of rule would prevent users from copying files to removable media. Clark, however, takes another tack, stressing the monitoring of network traffic to identify sensitive information being sent out through instant messenger, email, or protocols such as HTTP and FTTP. He also tells us that data in storage can be analyzed to make sure that it is not being stored in the wrong location. And of course, a complementary activity to all of this is that of file permissions. We also have to speak with growing databases. We have to speak to big data, and that's defined as data sets too large to be handled by traditional data processing applications. Now, technology is catching up all the time. The amount of information that our servers and devices are able to handle will be growing, but data does seem to be outpacing them to some extent. Traditional analysis and security, however, with that said, traditional analysis and security measures do struggle to manage results and with regard to this big data. And monitoring user transactions with big data sets is impossible without automated tools. So it is a rapidly changing new technology. Most likely administrators are unprepared for big data. Applications are immature, and regulatory requirements remain unclear. So the takeaway from all of this is data. The ability to manage big data is growing, but the amount of big data is outgrowing it. So it is a concern for any network administrator. These were the sources I used in preparation of this presentation.